Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another TF Live TV production. Tonight, we're going to be watching the final game of the High Division. That's right, it's the Grand Final. We're going to be watching braincels2020 versus White Noise. I am Michael. I'm joined on the mic by Foz tonight. How are you going this evening, Foz?
I'm pretty good. It's always fun to cast Grand Finals. Always fun to cast Grand Finals of a completely new div. Had to sneak an extra one in there because we just had an absolute plethora of signups this season. Most in ozfortress history. So, we've given these gamers a division to their own, and yeah, we're at the climax of it, and I'm very excited.
Yeah, and after starting off with so many teams, we are left with just two, at least in this division. Let's quickly go through these teams because I know they are both pretty eager to start, so we won't keep them waiting any longer. For the upper bracket team, they came here by winning the upper bracket final. Fewest amount of games played and fewest games lost in the division. It is braincels2020. They have Omni and Zeus on Scouts, Sunbear or Stigma on Roma, Ivan on Pocket, Bitvolt on the Demo Man, and Max on the Medic.
Yep, and on the side of White Noise, a team that had to do a bit more clawing their way through playoffs, as they've actually already met braincels2020 in the first round in the upper page playoffs, and were dispatched with somewhat ease, but they managed to get their way all the way back to the grand final. They have the scout duo of T3 and Precious. Hawk will be on Roma, Tesla is their Pocket, Adolo is on Demo Man, and Alabaster is on Medic.
Yeah, and these two teams, as you mentioned, they played each other in the upper page playoffs game. They also played each other in the week 5 official, so they've played 4 maps against each other this season. And in those 4 maps, White Noise have won 4 rounds. So they have their third chance here to try and take a map off of Braincels, which is a task that, with this 6-man roster that Braincels is running, they haven't actually lost a map in an official this season. They lost their week 1 official, but that was with a different 6-man lineup. So since making this change and bringing Omni in, which from memory was week 3, they have not dropped an official map. And they want to round out this season with this roster without doing so. So I know they're going to want a nice and easy 2-0. And they're going to start things off here on Metalworks. The second map, which was picked by White Noise, will be Snakewater. And if we go to a third, it has been decided by Braincels that it'll be Product. So, very comfortable map for Braincels if they go to a third. But like I said, they want to clean it out in 2. They want the flawless season with this roster.
Yeah, and the kind of map picks coming into this, and more specifically the map bans, are pretty much what you'd expect if you look through how some of these teams played earlier in the season. I'm not surprised that White Noise basically immediately banned Gully Wash. It doesn't seem like a map they were particularly strong on. You'd assume something like Logjam was banned by Braincels simply because it's sort of that question mark map. Realistically, words are hard. Realistically, you'd probably say Metalworks is actually more of a question mark map than Logjam. Logjam, it's now been something where it's been in the rotation for a decent amount of time that teams do kind of have that set idea of how it should be played. Sure, it's not kind of ingrained in I guess in the mindset of gamers, shall we say, as strongly as other maps. But Metalworks still kind of fresh. It's only been played in and out a few times. I don't think either of the teams have particularly a great wealth of experience, but in saying that, it does really, a map like this really does lend itself quite well to dominant soldier play, kind of, on the same vein as something like Granary. So it kind of, it all kind of goes to why Braincels would maybe be more comfortable on a map like this.
Yeah, definitely. And that is one of the big things that's been the deciding factor when these teams have played each other before. It has been the fact that, the soldiers on the Braincels side of things, they've just been far more effective in these fights. We could talk for hours about the difference between Max and Alabaster, Bitvolt and Adolo, and the scout combos on each team, but it doesn't matter how much we talk about it. Every time they play each other, it's just the fact that Stigma and Ivan end up doing so much more and having such a large impact in these fights over Tesla and Hawk, and that's nothing to downplay what Tesla and Hawk do. It's just that the plays that Stigma and Ivan pull off, they synergize far better with their team, and really set the rest of their team up for success. So I'm looking. Here's the thing, I'm looking to see Ivan and Stigma continue what they're doing, but I'm hoping that Hawk and Tesla, they've taken their time, they've done their research, and they are ready to play a game with their team. Because I think if they can do that, we might have an interesting game on our hands here. Because otherwise, if it's the same game that we've seen played in the past month, twice now, we are going to be looking at a pretty comfortable win from Braincells, and I'm going to stick to the pattern that's been had here. I think we're going to see probably like a 4-1, 3-1 in favor of Braincells, at least on this first map, Foz.
Yeah, I was going to kind of try to transition away into predictions, but you preempted me so expertly. Yeah, it's really hard to go past Braincells. They're such a dynamic team, wealth of experience across the board, fantastic individual players, but just as a team, they're just such a good unit. Again, that's to take nothing against from White Noise. They have their own, bag of experience on their side. It's not like they're exactly a bunch of slouches, but it's hard to see Braincells dropping more than a round or two. I'll be a bit more optimistic to White Noise. I'll give it a 5-2 scoreline in favor of Braincells. I think White Noise they'll start off poorly. They'll gain some traction around the middle, but then Braincells will be able to close out the match pretty confidently.
Yeah, for sure. As we should have these two teams getting ready in the next minute or so. So I'm really keen for this. I think it's going to be a great match. Again, the scout combos, the scout combos in particular, they're going to be both super strong. And actually, Braincells, they do have the return of Zeus this week. So he wasn't able to play their last game, but he's back, as we do have the teams readying up as we are getting the first map of the High Grand Finals underway. Braincels2020 versus White Noise on Metalworks. Who are you watching on this first mid, Foz?
I can't go past Bitbolt. Incredible demo man, and he's sticking his roll out pretty well, so he's going to make it to mid on a very comfortable time, and it looks like actually beaten by Adolo, who's managed to sticky him out to this lower area really well. So early space advantage for the size of White Noise. Here we go, really aggressive double bomb coming in from Ivan and Stigma. They're not actually getting a lot. Tesla and Bitvolt will trade themselves down. Adolo is taking so much splash damage, but they're playing this really well. Precious has rotated back to try to deal with this soldier threat, but it's not enough, and now suddenly all of Braincells are just collapsing on this mid fight. It's just Adolo left, and he's surviving for an awkwardly long time, but he will be eventually cleaned up by Zeus, and it didn't look like White Noise had much of a plan on that mid fight outside of that initial zoning work.
Yeah, I mean, Adolo doing a really good job on the mid, locking Bitvolt out for a really long time, needing his scout to come in and clear the stickies on the ground. But speaking of Adolo, that late death, he's only just spawning now, right as second is capped. With the full Uber advantage on the side of Braincells, they're going to be able to bring this through and not have to worry about any traps in the lobby. They've had players in here for a little while now, so they'll be happy to use through a door and get onto these players. But there is a cheeky gun being set up by Precious right now, hidden on his own far right side. He's just put it to level 3.
We also have T3 up on Sniper, but it looks like the charge is going to be laid. Omni is coming out early. Tesla does manage to force that early pop and escape with his life, so really good start to this defense. Hawk is actually trapped out on the flank. He surely will be the first casualty. There we go. The gun also goes down, but they've done a fantastic work kiting you, but T3 back on the scout now. Does a terrific job combining to take down Ivan. Stigma goes down as well, so a really nice early force out of that Uber coming from Tesla, and the rest of White Noise kite that so well, and in fact they're not giving up. T3's aggressively leading his medic forward. Bitvolt might actually be called out here. This could be massive. Yes, Precious will clean him out, and what turns into terrific last defense is now a great opportunity for White Noise to push all the way to midpoint, but they do have to watch out as Omni has already spawned up on that sniper rifle.
Yeah, and he is sitting in that forward spawn waiting for them to go through, but he doesn't quite have an angle on where they're pushing. But that's going to be the bomb in from Ivan. Really nice force, very quick. And Omni, he's staying on the sniper for a little bit. He'll back spawn to play on second with his team, but that force came so... Yeah, really good cutting, really great force as well. That's going to net Braincell about a 70% Uber advantage at this point. they're looking like they want to get aggressive, but it would be reasonable for them to wait for Ivan. And it looks like they'll at least wait for him to spawn. So
Yeah.
the push is coming through now in this lobby area.
And again, just from that last defense, White Noise covered that so perfectly, so you'd assume they'd be in a good position here. Hawk has actually failed trying to clip himself into the geometry. He goes in for a really late bomb. He gets one rocket onto the medic, but it's just not enough. He will get taken out. Stigma gets taken out on the backside, but that's causing, all of White Noise got out really before anything could happen there. So a nice attempt coming out from Ivan, but it's not enough. It has been enough for Alabaster to come up on full Ubercharge. So, not the worst case scenario for White Noise here.
I think they'll be happy that they didn't lose. Considering that they managed to win that last hold, they're going to be happy with that. They're going to be happy with the fact that this is still the first round. High bomb coming in from Ivan.
Oh, and he gets a force. He is absolutely killing it early in the game, and T3's going to try to come in with the tail end of this Uber and do what he can, but immediately just gets caught out here by Sigma, and actually overcommits. So this is a really terrible situation now for White Noise, and all of a great individual play coming in from Ivan.
Yeah, you've got Max and Co. They're pushing through this far left valley area. Coming in, Hawk will meet them there. He will have to fall back. The Tesla actually dies onto the point through the flank aggression. Hawk so low as Stigma's rocket just doesn't go through that shutter door. And they've
individually won that push. By coming in early, getting that kill, and just forcing all of White Noise out.
Yeah, and so much space. And you've already got the Uber coming in from White Noise. Omni taking it straight into a Dolo, and they're going to get right on top of Alabaster, cleaning him up as the gun goes down. Ivan will fall, but the rest of White Noise is just crumbling on this point. And they're not even... Did they lose anyone in the last push? I'm pretty sure that soldier died beforehand.
Ivan died just before they were pushing it, or around that time. So that was as clinical as you could possibly hope for. And again, you gotta, it was Zas and Omni who did the bulk of the work for the team that round. But I think, the win ultimately you can kind of assign to Ivan, pulling out those few really big plays. And yet again, Dolo actually beats Bitvolt, but not able to trap him out. In fact, he's taking out really low. Bitvolt's not taking a shred of damage. Dolo's getting caught out so hard, and Ivan just cleans up one of the easiest kills. But in saying that, Tesla and Hawk combined for 2 kills of their own, but they do go down super instantly. Precious is not in a position to really punish any of these players, so it's forced Alabaster and T3 all the way behind. So again, some nice potential flank plays. In fact, they've actually been caught out. Alabaster gets separated from T3, who's desperately doing what he can to save him, but a second too late, and Omni, again with Sliver HP, will clean up that second kill. And I liked what White Noise were doing there, but there wasn't the cohesion at the end of it. And again, just Braincels' individual DM came out on top.
Yeah, and the fact that Precious got caught behind and T3 and Alabaster, they just stayed in a little too long in mid. They needed to tuck their tails between their legs and book it all the way out, because on Metalworks you can't afford to get caught. When you're leaving through Valley, it's much faster for the enemy team to go through house and lock you in, and that's exactly what Braincels did. It's not massive Uber advantage, only about 30%, because Max did end up dying very early on that mid. But if I know Braincels, and I think I have a decent idea as to how this team likes to play, I think we might be seeing a push here as come up on their Uber in the next 2 seconds.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it's like. Actually, Bitvolt's stickies are getting juggled, so he can't actually make his jump, and he gets delayed by a couple of seconds. Now getting caught out by Tesla, so fantastic individual play. Again, Tesla delaying this Uber 2 times in a row. It allows Precious to clean up Ivan, and the rest of the team goes down. Hawk will lose his life, but that's a small price to play, as Precious will take this 1v1 on the side here. He's really struggling to connect these final shots. Somehow, Zas is staying alive forever and buys enough time for his medic and demo to get all the way out. But again, Tesla basically single-handedly ruins an Uber for Braincels.
Yeah, definitely. And I think at this point, Braincels, they're going to hold towards the house, and T3 is going to lead Alabaster through this lower area. They'll get eyes onto it early, and neither of the soldiers are sacking just yet. Ivan and Stigma are in a position to, but with
Hawk
Stigma being
looks like he's gonna, Hawk's actually gonna catch Ivan out there. So that was actually kind of, I think it was more serendipitous. No, they're actually coming back in a super aggressive Uber coming out here. Omni does defend the point and gets that counter pop. Tesla's kind of caught out behind the play. Oh my god, it's a terrific rocket onto Stigma, but it's not enough. He will die to full damage. Ivan going down, so this could go either way, but no, Alabaster and Precious are in too precarious of a position. They will get Ivan, but it's not enough. So purely through positional advantage alone, Braincels managed to pick that up, as both meds are on relatively even Uber situations, about 30-40% now.
Yeah, but you've got the side of braincels. They're bringing this through. Going to try and catch White Noise off before either soldiers can get in. Bitbot will die to the trap forward from Adolo, but they're still winning the positional game here for now. Without a demo, though, it's going to be tough in these long fights.
Oh no, Tesla actually, okay, somehow survives on the low ground there. I thought he kind of slightly missed one of his jumps onto that little pipe just by the window of house. Oh my god, Zai's getting completely destroyed, but Tesla will lose his life for it. But again, you kind of... Nah, you've got both soldiers down for the side of White Noise, but they're still trying to commit here, and their flank is entirely exposed, but luckily all the fighting is happening at their feet. And Omni trying to be really cheeky there, but Alabaster doesn't have faith in him, and so he won't pop, and suddenly this is a fantastic advantage for White Noise. Ivan actually getting caught out, he can't get saved, but Bitbot with a Hail Mary Bites takes down T3, so that kind of levels things up, and enough pressure coming out there. I think that's Stigma for White Noise to back out, but Hawk does get cleaned up, so things are suddenly looking very bad for White Noise here, especially as Adolo is caught out on the flank as this Uber comes in.
Yeah, definitely. Adolo, he's actually had to surf completely away from the Uber, so no demo man in it for White Noise. But the positioning for braincels here is pretty poor in the post-fight. Tesla will go down early, so no soldiers up for White Noise here, and Adolo, he's been left in no man's land.
That was rough. Precious does actually get behind to take down Bitbot. He's taking a 1v1 against Omni, and it'll at least distract him, but while that's happening, all of braincels just pushing past him and getting ready into light. Can Hawk do it while Tesla is still coming up? No, Ivan will just jump to the point, and there's no one even in a position to block. That was just a terrific zoning, and there we go. As easy as you like it, braincels take rounds 2-0, and again, it felt like that round wasn't a DM thing. It was purely White Noise weren't playing the terrain and the positional game as well as braincels were. They were matching it on almost every other aspect, but just, like, their positioning was kind of crap.
Yeah, and also the fact that braincels did manage to exploit it. Speaking of positioning, we do have the two demos actually swapping their positions on the rollout. Adolo going down low, and Bitvolt actually getting caught out. He's rotated to the low ground very low. Ivan will be the first to fall on the mid, but the health on braincels is so bad right now. Adolo and Hawk both going down though. Omni will get a pack, and Zeus cleans up Tesla as well. We're actually player advantage for braincels now as they re-enter. T3 taking a lot of damage, and both scouts will fall.
And Alabaster, he should have basically suicided the moment his scouts died, so it only delayed spawn by a second or two more, but he could have maybe caught that early wave. And again, I actually like the position White Noise were in early. They kind of forced braincels to commit both of their soldiers to taking down Adolo. He managed to waste a lot of time and kind of make it a 2-for-1 trade in the end, but while that was happening, they just allowed kind of braincels to group up around their scouts and didn't do anything with that. Like, again, it's coming down to the fact that they're not playing the geometry of the map or their advantages all that well, and braincels are just abusing that. Again, Tesla putting in some nice early damage, and it looks like, again, they'll be able to delay this Bitbolt jump for about the third time running. Oh my god, everyone on braincels is getting delayed by this gun. Precious will clean up that fantastic headshot, so White Noise don't have a lot going for them right now, but they're pretty good at last defenses when they actually have their full team up, as Bitbolt might actually get caught out here, but is just going to slither away onto the second point.
Just the fact that that gun completely shut down the entire Uber. They got it eventually, but
three different players jumped into it.
Yeah. And they took so much damage as well. Stigma is running amok. He will get cleaned up by Tesla, but that's 3 players distracted for the pick. And I mean, with White Noise just coming up on their Uber now, braincels, they aren't too far off, grinding with 75%, but the entry onto mid.
Oh, yeah, they're not way too early.
They might get Bivol?
Okay. I think they were. I think they popped with the express interest of saving T3, who was kind of in a bit aggressive. So jump in with a Dolo and then kind of leash your way onto him. But like take like it's better to just take the even Ubers rather than force something there. And they lose T3, they lose Tesla, they lose Hawk. They only get the Roam Revive, and now they're suddenly having to back all the way out as braincels can slowly just make their way in, and that was a really poor Uber coming out from White Noise, and it's kind of been a case where whenever they get an advantage, they kind of just make a questionable play, and braincels capitalize on it instantaneously.
Yeah, maybe thinking Max was a little further forward. If Max was in the position Bitvot was in, it was a really good Uber for Max. Maybe getting rid of it, or maybe just playing a bit safe, because it is a grand final. There's no point to put yourself aggressive, especially when you're 2 rounds up and putting yourself in a position to get more. The Uber will come up and actually come out immediately from Alabaster. T3 leading this in. The solo Uber is what this team loves so much. Max actually has been left alone on the point as his Uber fades. T3 getting the full 8
has
seconds.
a chance of being caught out here if Hawk. No, Hawks doesn't have enough help to catch him up. Precious might actually be able to. Yes, Precious does clean it up. So suddenly White Noise play this aggressive style perfectly. They've been waiting all match to do it, and it finally pays off in their favor. Dolo's not giving up. He's just going to zone out the rest of the house here, and that was a really nice combo play to force Uber on point there while they had the flank of White Noise completely flank of braincels completely distracted.
Yeah, but Ivan, he's meeting the players close. Soldiers will be traded on the flank. Zeus versus Precious. And Zeus will actually take it. The White Noise flank falling, but the combo is succeeding in their push through. Zeus coming in though. So much damage onto Alabaster.
Yeah, Zeus in a nice position to rotate right at the end and kind of stop. It looked like White Noise might have just been able to kind of muscle their way in through that choke point there, but I think Zeus's presence was enough to make them defer from that.
Themselves.
Yeah, it looks like they're finally taking a moment to steady themselves, and I don't blame them, because again, they've been on the back foot a lot, and this is now a position where, again, it's even Ubers, but they do have this slight upper hand.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Stigma as well, like that. Braincels, they're doing such a good job at controlling the map when nothing's happening, right? Like, look at Stigma and Zeus here. They're pushing so far aggressive into this valley area. Not only do they have that area of the map locked off, they know that no soldiers can bomb through there, but because of that positioning, they can actually see pretty much all the way into mid, so they know when any White Noise players are making a rotation around.
Yeah, and in saying that, Hawk comes in and doesn't get a rocket off. I mean, he had 2 soldiers scouting him out early. Zeiss gets, the easiest kind of mid-range meat shots you can hope for as a scout. That was... And it's not like Hawk didn't know they were there. Like,
no.
He was being shot at before, but still decided to make that play, and now Sigma has a chance to bomb in. Immediately gets caught out, but he does the wise thing of pogoing all the way back, and that's really what Ivan needed to do. It's not... He had the opportunity. In saying that, even Ubers, again, they didn't lose anything out of it. They did enough to halt any aggression that could have come out. Actually, it looks like Tesla might be the one. No, he actually gets hit with a rocket kind of as soon as he was going to jump in. He gets caught out. Again, it's all coming back to how they're playing the map, and particularly all these angles and choke points, and just White Noise, whether again it's experience with the map or just them as a team, there's a real disconnect going in and a super aggressive coming out from Uber. Alabaster is milking this expertly. There we go. Finally, we'll have to pop, but delays in a really good way. But it's a matter of if they can actually get anything with it. T3 goes down. Omni is just jumping over their heads, and it looks like Pressure's going to get... I mean, this is a disaster for White Noise, as Zeiss now has a chance to know he will actually back off, but it will be Stigma who cleans the frags up. And I mean, I criticized it earlier, but nice pipe from Adolo, but that was a train wreck.
Yeah, definitely not a great position. The fact that T3 dies, he's been the core of this combo for the entire season. He loves taking the solo Ubers, and they are really effective. This guy knows how to position himself in Ubers and take fights, but getting dropped there is not what his team needs. He is fighting with his medic and a Dolo now. Tesla does fall, so it's just these 3 up. They need to be really careful. They're a massive player disadvantage.
Super aggressive. He doesn't even need to. Dolo just gets caught out. There we go. Omni gets the second game onto T3 as well. Alabaster's not exactly in a fantastic position, but I mean, White Noise realize they're in such good position. There's no point in risking their players earlier, so they may as well just group together. In saying that, Zeiss is just going to flank around in house, get a bit of early scouting done, but this is a rough position for White Noise right now. I really don't see how they make their way into this. As Precious will spawn up on the sniper, as a very aggressive Uber coming out here from White Noise. I think they're just kind of tired of waiting. But again, Alabaster's having to flash like crazy, so any advantage they might have had from delaying it, they can't even use to kind of try to muscle their way back into this lobby area.
No, and I really like that play from Braincell. Like, they just took the trade. They knew they probably weren't going to win it. Solo Uber on Omni in. There's, they're definitely not winning that round. They're not making that play to win, but they've created an opportunity for the stalemate to break. If they stood here with even Ubers and snipers, or rather both teams full Uber and snipers, you just kind of wait and you're doing nothing, right? This could push White Noise into a situation where they make a mistake. And that's been one of the things that Braincell, they've loved to do, especially when playing against White Noise. These guys, they'll make a small advantage, or even a small space for error to happen, and then they'll let White Noise jump in, try to take advantage of it, but they're waiting. And you can see that right now, Braincells, they're not interested in sacking at all. They don't want to go in for the gun. They don't want to lose any players. They want White Noise to step into this lobby aggressively, and then they want to punish them for it. Although Zeus, he's maybe grown a little bit bored, gone in. He's so close to getting the kill onto Hawk. Oh my god.
Like, he almost takes down a Dollar. Like, I reckon a Dollar was almost, not quite, but if he didn't have enough, if the heal beam was off him for like half a second, he almost like self-damage killed himself there.
Yeah.
And yeah, you'd assume this is a sack for Sniper or Spy if he's feeling a bit frisky. Probably, it is going to be, Sniper, there we go. So, I mean, you know, fairly standard play. It has allowed T3 to get a bit, no, okay, everyone's just backing out, and again, like, White Noise, you're 2-0 up, you've been the dominant team all map, there's just shy of 12 minutes, and Precious does take down Bitvolt, so this should be the opportunity for something to happen. Tesla immediately takes damage upon entering the choke point, and so he can't really get as aggressive as he wants, and they're taking a lot of time here. You'd really want Hawk to have jumped in already. Like, I get the slow methodical thing, but they've wasted any opportunity they had, and now they have to back all the way out, and it doesn't really have a position advantage anymore, so in the end, nothing lost for Brain Cells at all.
Yeah, and definitely, I mean, I'm shocked that happened. They're down a scout at that point. They knew the sniper was up. They knew it was up. They knew the demo was down. Surely you just bring it forward, hold lobby, and maybe even bring your sniper forward to try and counter this sniper. Hold some long angles. Lobby definitely has its fair share of long angles for a sniper to be effective in, if you're going to take the fight there, but now you've just let Brain Cells take control of it again, and Precious, he's going very aggressive.
I don't mind it because Hawk is doing a really good job bodyguarding him. That's kind of the only position only scenario you'd want your sniper to be that aggressive in, but again, if you're Brain Cells, you don't care that White Noise are taking this long. Like, in your mind, you don't care if this remaining 7 minutes winds down and it resets, because then you have 3 minutes left on the clock, 2-0 up. Saying that, Tesla does get taken down, so expect someone to go for a cheeky jump there. It looks like Ivan. Is Ivan gonna... Yeah, he's peeking. There's a bunch of stickies. Nah. Oh, him and Steve were thinking about it. Come on, someone do... No, he's not.
Okay. They don't want it.
Again,
like, I don't want it.
Literally, why push here? They could just sit on their laurels for the next 6.5 minutes and be perfectly fine.
Yeah, they can wait for White Noise to continue making mistakes. Like you know, it's a matter of time until someone more important walks into the sniper side line.
I know,
although saying that, Zeus does get caught out.
But I mean, on the flip side, think about the DPM stats. Like, everyone knows that, like, the only reason people play this game anymore is just to look at a number that's slightly higher than other numbers, and these numbers are going to be low, and T3 does go down to Bitvolt, so, you know, he's in a good position right now. He gets that extra explosive damage going off, but, oh, you got to feel for the scouts here, you know? Omni was doing such a good job earlier, and now he's not getting a meat shot. Ivan gets taken down as well, and that's about the most interesting thing we can kind of hope to happen right now, because neither team's going to actually push off these picks.
No, although you're saying that, White Noise, they're getting aggressive, but it's just making room for the sniper, getting some players healed up in lobby. They actually just forfeit all room they've taken. But yeah, Precious, he was holding that angle for a good 30 seconds, and Ivan just opened the shutter door for him. And Stigma, he's hesitant to do it, but Zeus, he's going through the lower area, see if he can catch something off his Precious. He's on the same angle.
Really good angle here. Doesn't connect. Ivan just managing to peek his little hitbox out of the way just in time. I mean, you got it. At some point, someone on White Noise needs to just go fuck it and go in, like, you know, excuse my language, ladies and gentlemen, but I mean, we're kind of in that position right now. Precious is trying to get a bit cheeky, but like 8 minutes left on the clock, 5 minutes left on the round. If you're Brain Cells, you're loving this. You are absolutely loving this. Now Zeiss is just going for the hero play. What? He wasn't even taking a shot. It's like it was just baiting them to come in. I think that might have been the case, because Ivan was kind of on his tail, but wasn't to be, and it looks like Hawk, yes, Hawk is actually going to do something. He goes in for a really aggressive jump, gets one rocket off, and survives for a bit, but does eventually go down, so we almost had an exciting play. But we're just going to go back to resetting.
Yeah. Yeah, and Zeus, he has decided to come up on the scale. Okay. Well,
overextends, and surely if you're Brain Cells, you go, okay, yeah, let's just push now, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Nope.
Maybe?
No, Omni was he was real close to that choke way. There we go, another Uber run to Bitvolt, who immediately gets juggled by Tesla and the gun. How many times are we going to see that this match? There we go, the gun goes down. Hawkins is actually winning the 1v1 on the flank against Stigma, and the counter Uber comes in, so again, White Noise is really good at defending last at relatively even numbers. They get Max as well. Okay, this is the aggression they need. They get Ivan, they get Zayas. Yeah, that's basically a wipe if you consider the fact that, you know, Stigma basically respawned when the rest of his team died, and White Noise, there's suddenly a chance.
Yeah, they only have 7 seconds left. They stalemated that on last for 6 minutes straight without anything happening. Bitvolt so close to getting caught out. Nice surf though. He should get out alive with Stigma.
T3 binds the trap at the last second. Okay, T3 also getting hyper aggressive, so if you're White Noise, you need to play off this. You cannot wait. Like, the position you're in, with the uber advantage you're in, you take down Stigma on the flank here. That's exactly what Tesla's doing. Yeah, they're pushing the unit. This is what you love to see. The counterbomb will come out from Ivan. He gets one rocket on Alabaster, who surfs it away expertly. This is exactly what they need. All of braincels have gone back to last. They need to win this round. You'd assume in the next minute or so if they're a realistic chance. And suddenly, yeah, T3 is just going to go for it.
Yeah, good decision to push the aggression here while the player's down. Adolo is jumping, getting a lot of damage onto Bitvolt and Omni, but they have this heavy. Hasn't been dealt with yet, and it's eaten a lot of damage as the Uber fades. T3 may get caught in spawn here.
They're in a really good position here. If Omni goes down, no, he actually manages to win this Precious, and T3 goes down as well. Both of the scouts of White Noise are in a really... they weren't in bad positions, but like... to go down both in the span of about 2 seconds is so rough, especially when they were kind of in winnable fights. And White Noise, you really hope they can at least choke braincels out for at least a couple of maybe 30 seconds and then kind of try to push their way back in, but with a massive disadvantage. It doesn't look like they're going to. I mean, Tesla is going to jump in really aggressively, and he gets the drop and takes down Bitvolt. Tesla, are you kidding me, with a massive individual play of brilliance? That could not have been more perfect.
And Omni died. They don't even get the point here. 70% Uber for Alabaster. They're just going into last already. This is the opportunity that they have. The heavy is up. Point has been capped so much. Nice arrow on the T3 to keep him alive for now. The heavy will fall, and that will be the round. Okay.
That was brilliant. And after, I mean, yeah, about 6-7 minutes on their own last, a really kind of dumb, I don't want to call it a meme push, but it was kind of a meme push coming up from braincels at the end. Not to discredit it, but I mean, it wasn't their best push, and suddenly White Noise flipped the script, and they have a chance. They have a legitimate chance, but they need to actually win a mid-fight, which has kind of been an issue for them.
Yeah, it definitely has. Adolo wasting a lot of his stickies on this low ground to try and lock Bitvolt out. Hawk landing behind braincels. Tesla coming in as well, but no kills have fallen yet.
Ivan,
two very quickly down on the side of White Noise.
That's Tesla as well, and Ivan survives. Ivan missed like 3 rockets on Adolo, still kills him, and then no one on White Noise punishes him, and he just like waddles out. That's rough. And again, if you're White Noise, again, like Alabaster survived. Their scout survived. It's not a terrible position. And again, Ivan in super aggressively. This could be really good for them, but they get forced so early. Max just gets super in time, and suddenly T3 and Alabaster have a massive dig on their head. Alabaster gets disconnected from his team. He's actually getting some good juke. Oh my god. But if anything, it just delays the death, but it allows Precious and Tesla to come in. Surely T3, what are you doing? Connect these shots. T3. Okay. T3 almost with one of the biggest choke jobs of 2020. As bad as this year has been, that would have made it worse. And Bitvolt was going to get caught out. No, they need to commit to Bitvolt here, but instead Tesla jumps the other direction as Bitvolt takes down Precious. And oh no, White Noise are in a really bad position right now. Tesla will at least stop the point, but he's got a 1v3 and he's going to get cleaned up really easily by Ivan. And if he just focused on Bitvolt, this would have been an entirely different story right now. But braincels are going to cap second with 3 minutes and 35 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, and White Noise, they need to make something happen. You can see T3 so aggressive and completely alone. Dolo and Alabaster have just joined. They know that Omni won't be here for a little bit, so they're taking advantage of
Precious is doing a really good job on the flank.
Yeah, he's getting pushed out though.
Yeah, and Zeiss is going to clean him up. But in saying that, oh my god,
does he get another one?
He almost gets Tesla. He forces him enough health that he won't actually be able to contest this fight, and Ivan's kind of just looking at this flank and pretty easy. T3 gets caught out as well. It's all on Tesla now. He jumps into the terrain. His jump gets stifled, and this is suddenly a terrible position for White Noise because there's 3 minutes left, and they need to push all the way from their last to the oppositions. And here we go. We're going to see a really aggressive coming in from Omni, as we've seen all game. Alabaster again doing a really good job milking it, but all of his players are on super low. It's down to Adolo, who's doing his best to trap out the combo of braincels, but he just can't do it. So White Noise can't afford to get taken out here, and yes, they will take out Ivan. So again, they can't delay. They literally just need to push.
No, definitely. But White Noise have found themselves stuck between a rock and a hard place here. The rock being their last, the hard place being the combo of Brain Cells trying to push it. Omni will fall. Really nice rocket there. But Max and Bitvolt, they have backed up for now, not losing any more players. Okay.
Alabaster almost, like, he was surfing into the rockets of Stigma, but they will take him out. Okay. 2 minutes left, it is possible, but they can't put the brakes on it all. Ivan actually looks like he might get caught out here. No, really nice skip jump to get his way out. So again, like, even when Brain Cells are in a bad position, they, like, don't give up players in the same way White Noise were. But if White Noise, you're feeling this confident, it is even Ubers, but you just have to push. And when they push as a unit, they're actually not too bad. But again, we're seeing this really aggressive guarding of the flank. And yeah, Ivan does get this call in early. Tesla's getting caught out so far, and he's not able to connect with his combo in time. It's all on T3, and Alabaster drops, and that's all she writes. T3 gets taken down as well, and oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's rough. So close, and who knows how that Uber fight would have ended out. Hawk he'll try and escape. He may actually get it, surfing the scattergun shots away. Zeus will not be able to check. Oh, he'll crater.
He'll crater.
Yeah, two down. Minute 14 left.
I mean,
it's not looking great.
I would have liked to see Alabaster like come up on Crits Creek, because I mean, you've got just over a minute left. You may as well go for the Hail Mary play, but I mean, just up on Stock Uber. It doesn't matter though. I mean, Stigma and Ivan will take a lot of damage, so okay, they're not giving up yet. They're still pushing in. There's 50 seconds left. They might actually do something here, especially if Tesla keeps connecting these rockets and distracting players. He will get taken down, but Bitvolt, is he going to survive again? Precious, please hit your final pistol shot.
God.
He's getting... Zeiss is doing so much work, and Bitvolt gets arrowed. Oh my god, Zeiss is a god. Bitvolt doesn't die. What the fuck? And then he gets Uber. And Alabaster goes down, and Adola goes down, and Hawk will go down, and... Like, there's so much going on here, but just how does Bitvolt not die for about 15 seconds while he has about less than 10 HP for all of it?
That was ridiculous. Zeus getting down, Mr. President, just eating so much of that damage, drawing the attention of the White Noise players.
Are we gonna get the free? Are we gonna get the free one? It almost looks. So. Nah, they're just feeding into the point. 2 seconds left. 1 second left, and after a really hectic last couple of minutes, which came off the back of what looked like a potential White Noise comeback, it is Brain Cells who are able to hold on to a 2-1 lead. And again, it's hard to say if that... I think the score does accurately reflect the map in the sense that Brain Cells were the better team, but not that... no, I say that, no, Brain Cells deserve to win by more rounds. Like, the only reason it wasn't is because they were deliberately salemating, you know, just to force White Noise into a bad position, but it was almost their undoing, but it just wasn't to be in the end.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the pace that they set early on, 2 rounds in the opening 10 minutes is pretty good, as I believe we are looking at getting the logs up right now, and I mean, it was a really low damaging game, but so much of Brain Cells' damage coming out from their soldiers. Bitvolt actually ending up being the bottom damage on his team, and Hawk being the only player who got lower damage than Bitvolt. I mean, Bitvolt just really suffering from those stalemates.
Look, what did I say, man? Like, this is all that stalemate was going to do was lower these DPM stats, and people are going to be bad. I'm already seeing comments in the Twitch chat about it, and, you know, I called it. Just want to say that, you know? Yeah. Look at the numbers, but you need to remember the context. And again, you called it at the start of the maps. It was completely on Stigma and Ivan. They did such a terrific job, and again, like, the first 2 rounds, I think Ivan only got like a single kill in their first 2 rounds, and like he was on, like, in terms of points, I think he got 4 points in Brain Cells' first 2 rounds, but he was I'd attribute him as the reason of winning both of them with the bombs he was doing. He got 1 drop and a ton of forces in there, and Stigma was just kind of a constant threat, like, throughout that entire map.
And I love the way they play their soldiers as well. Unless they're in a position where you need to have a soldier holding with the medic at a choke, both of them are jumping around. You don't know who's going to sack. You see both of them, and even in occasions on Metalworks, you see both of them standing on the same roof. and they're both healthy, either of them can jump you. Sometimes neither will. Sometimes they'll both jump and only one will land on you. Other times they'll just both land on your medic and your medic will die. This level of unpredictability from the way their soldiers play, especially on a map like Metalworks, where it's so easy to rotate between the combo and the flank, it really just led to the amount of impact that they can do and the amount of damage that they can do that can lead into their scouts succeeding. Omni and Zeus, 25 and 26 kills respectively, 10 and 11 deaths respectively, both having pretty much a 2.5 KD. Like, how do you win as White Noise against a team that's playing this way? Like, the scouts, they don't care if they're doing the damage. They're there for the cleanup. That's how Scout is meant to be played. I'm sure you can have games where scouts do insane amounts of damage, and both Omni and Zeus are capable of those games. But in the big games, like this grand final, they're happy to sit back, let their soldiers do the damage, and then come in, clean up the frags, and they're up a map. They're one map away from claiming the first place spot in High. And we are on White Noise's pick of Snakewater for the second map.
And Snakewater is a lot more of a neutral map. I mean, obviously, you know, if you're picking it as White Noise, you're picking it for a reason, but like, it's not a map that you can particularly have any noticeable. It's hard to have a dominant showing on this map because it, along with Process, are like the zeitgeist of modern competitive TF2 and have been for however many years now. Like, I've said this in a few caster seasons, but Process and Snakewater are just some maps everyone knows how to play. Like, they are just the default. So, like, if you're picking them, you have to be really confident because, like, the enemy team you'd assume are going to be just as happy on them. Like, no one doesn't know how to play Snakewater. The only thing that might go in their favor is there's a few interesting ways that mid can be played, and especially the mid to second transition. But it's a bold call, but maybe that's kind of what White Noise just felt. Well, out of what we've got left available, we'll just pick something that we know that, even if it's not something we necessarily excel at, it's not something we're going to go do terribly at. So, it's a great map, but it's a hard map for any one team to really particularly dominate on.
It's really difficult to call, right? Because I mean, I would going into this, if you would have told me that Snakewater was in the pool, I would honestly have guessed that Braincells picked it. Because like you said, it's a staple map. Along with Process, these are two maps that everyone has played, and everyone knows how to play. So picking it in a best of three, really, unless you're really comfortable on the map and you know the other team isn't, you're really just picking it because you know we're the better team. We can just play better TF2 on the map and win. The only thing that makes me think that White Noise has something up their sleeve is because they played this map against Cheese Wheel in their third place game last week and utterly demolished them. It was a 14-minute 5-0 where they just got so much momentum on the mids, they won every mid and rolled it into round 5 in a row without any hesitation from White Noise. So unless they're coming in here and relying on that, which is not a bad call, honestly, I don't mind it. If they have some magic on mids that they've found that can work, then I don't mind it at all. But I need to be seeing that in the first mid or two. I can't expect that to come out on the third mid.
I mean, that was the thing. They lost, I'm fairly sure, every single mid on Metalworks. And that was ultimately their undoing in the end. You know, when they finally had that chance to win with about 3 minutes left, they just capitulated on the mid-fight, and they capitulated on every single mid-fight. No matter how well they were doing early on, they didn't have a plan whenever things got messy. And again, maybe that's down to the fact that, like, it's just not Metalworks isn't a staple map. So when things kind of get scrappy, you don't have that instinctual idea of where you need to play, what angles you need to cover, who you should be focusing, you know, necessarily to make the most of the situation. Snakewater, it hopefully those things come a bit more naturally and we don't see them kind of fall apart in that similar way. That's like, it's tough to say though, because you're right, unless they really come out and impress on this first mid fight, it's hard to see them getting anywhere. And I kind of want to call it Braincells getting a clean sweep on this map.
I don't think they'll clean sweep it. If they were going to clean sweep any map, I think it would have been Metalwork, because they've been practicing that up a good bit. I think White Noise probably knew it was coming, but I know that they've been practicing Metalworks a good bit and they enjoy the map. So I think if there was a map they would have clean sweep, it would have been that one. Snakewater, it can get really stalematey If you can't roll round after round off of the mids, and the way Alabaster's been playing, I think even if they roll over and die on mids, he may still be getting out alive. So we will have our answers very soon, as we do have already up from both teams for the second map of the grand final of ozfortress Season 28 High Division. I am watching Adolo on this mid, Foz.
Yeah, I am too. And again, he actually beats Bitvolt, so Adolo's really nailing these rollouts. That's the one thing White Noise have got going for them on these mid fights, but unable to really do anything. Looks like Ivan is getting ready to control this high ground along with Omni. Again, both teams playing fairly passively early on. Ivan actually taking a lot of damage, but Adolo goes down from a nice pipe from Bitvolt. Hawkin with a super aggressive jump and actually doesn't manage to clean up Bitvolt, but Tesla will follow with that. But he extends so far that he does get taken out, and it is just the Medic and Scout combos left for White Noise, and they will get out, but not a good start for them, especially with Stigma chasing so aggressively, but it'll just get saved by Omni in time, but he's not going to get taken down. No, in saying that, Precious does find him, but a really nice Uber coming up, but T3, oh, it was almost nice if T3, like, went along with that, but he just didn't, and now Max is full Uber, and suddenly White Noise are in an awful position with only, like, a minute gone out of this map.
Yeah, they're not sitting great right now. Both soldiers in positions to sack Tesla up on the pipe, and you've got the wide entry coming in from Grax. They know that stickies aren't much of a threat just yet, but there are some being laid down on the ground.
Oh, Tesla?
Tesla.
I'm not a fan of, like, Stigma has been a good player, but Tesla's also, you'd probably say, White Noise's most important player so far, so him going down early, it's just allowed Braincells to walk their way in, and it looks like Omni, yeah, Omni's being really aggressive this. I love this play coming out of them. Not even having to pop the Uber, there we go, finally going up. Goes on to the point while Uber, then, like, only Uber players want to cap the point, and it's kind of backfiring on them as all of White Noise are finally coming out to defend, and it actually looks like they might get somewhere, but no, it's not enough, as Omni and Bitvolt were doing enough to zone them out, and a very easy first round from Braincells out of not a terrible mid fight from White Noise, but a terrible Uber on their second, and have we already got a pause?
We do. We do indeed. So,
okay.
We have a little bit of time to try and get in the heads of White Noise, right? This is your pick. You've just come off of a game where you rolled the third best team in the division, 5-0 in 14 minutes. If you can do that to the third best team, in most divisions, you're in a spot to, take rounds and probably win off of the best team. No matter what division you're playing in, that's a realistic idea you can put in your own head. Yeah. I need another pause as we're actually on mid, but I need this bomb from Hawk and Tesla. They had a really well-timed double bomb on the first mid, really well-timed. Hawk got insta-gibbed and Tesla did damage and got a kill on the Bitvolt, but at that point they had already lost Adolo, they had lost Hawk, and then they lose Tesla for one demo man, and you don't even have the demo advantage because Adolo got cross-piped from the other side of mid. So they need this soldier bomb to probably be, I wouldn't mind if it's a smidge earlier, like a second or two earlier, just so you can try and keep Adolo alive if he's losing a lot of health quickly like he did last mid. But also, I need it to kill something before either of the soldiers die. Because even though Bitvolt died, he died really late. I'm pretty sure he traded the death with Tesla. I'm pretty sure it was him who got the kill.
Yeah, even if it wasn't, it was
close.
Not bad. And I still don't, like, here's the thing, I don't know why Tesla committed to that as hard as he did. Like, he could have just spammed from afar and finished off Bitvolt. I don't know if that was just Ivan if that was just Hawk not calling his damage properly, but Hawk did, like, took Bitvolt down to him, fairly sure single digits of health, and Tesla jumping in, all that did was put Alabaster, T3, and Precious in a really bad position where, like, no one was able to support him, and if anything went wrong, had to get back at it. So we will unpause this, so it looks like Tesla is going to be the first one to take high ground, immediately get forced back, and that allows Ivan to also flank miss a jump, but it will be T3 going down from another great pipe from Bitvolt. Adolo is on such a small amount of health, and yeah, it looks like White Noise are just falling back before anything worse goes in. Precious is staying in, and he's causing a lot of distraction, and he doesn't manage to take down Stigma, and this allows Hawk to jump in, but misses his jump, and will get cleaned up by Zas again. But again, at least Alabaster survives.
Yeah, at least he does. Ubers should be fairly even, as I do need to quickly fix my HUD, as the pauses are, fairly enjoyable for the Uber percentages.
Yep, as we see a really nice jump coming in from Ivan, but he is getting completely locked down by T3, but some lovely arrows coming out. And White Noise not doing a bad job here. They give up the point, but a nice, again, solo Uber coming out from T3, who's really taking the bulk of his team's heals right now. And oh, Hawk gets taken out as well. Alabaster gets disconnected in lobby. The rest of the team are all scattered around the point. T3 might clean up Omni. Yeah, just walk around them. Precious and Tesla in no position to do it. Like, again, they're chasing kills, but it's Omni who's the one that's like, oh yeah, I can just cap and win. And again, I don't mind that aggressive Uber from T3 onto point here. Like, they kind of caught them off guard. And then the rest of White Noise as a flank kind of... yeah,
Hawk?
yeah,
but heavy to mid.
Heavy to mid. Heavy to mid. Okay.
Okay, and there's no crits. Someone died on the mid. Someone died on the rollout. Which soldier was that? Ivan. Ivan died on rollout. I'm not too sure what that was all caught in the hecticness of the poor Hawk killed himself.
Are we watching Pug? Is Pug?
I don't know.
Is Pug? Can someone in chat please answer me? I'm lost. I legitimately, I have no fucking clue what the last 15 seconds were.
I think they wanted to run heavy to mid to try and catch them off guard, and then because Ivan died, Braincells just didn't show up to mid, and then they're just stuck in a situation where they have to try and... they're not going to hold mid with a heavy. It's their push.
You can't push
they
into second
mid.
with a heavy.
Exactly.
Like,
so
maybe a Pyre, but not a fuck. Oh my god. Okay, we're back to normality. Both maps have Uber. We got a typical setup. Precious is hopping around. He's slowly making his way into low. He sees some players from afar. He goes his way back to his team, and nothing is happening. Nothing.
The classic Snake Water stalemate. One team has second, one team has mid,
no, Hawk's
and they
come in real early. He manages to jump in. Ivan gets taken out as well, so Hawk actually will get taken out by Max. He gets some nice damage onto Zayas, who... Oh no, we'll get taken out of an arrow, but actually it's allowed all of his team to come in and play. Oh my god, Tesla getting completely demolished there. Zayas will get credit for that kill, but I mean, I think it was a sticky trap from Bitvod that just mulched all of his health in about half a second.
Oh, and Omni's coming in. Him and Max, they're looking to lead this Uber. Omni getting right on top of it. Dola doing so much damage. Alabaster has to use the Uber to save him. But this is a multi. I think Zeus... No, he does get a little bit of a flash at the end, and they're going to be trapped in a little bit here. Max has to leave through the window, separated from his team.
Yeah, but no one on his team's in a position. Stigma almost cleans up Hawk. So again, if you're White Noise here, you just push in knowing that Stigma's not there patrolling the flanks, and that's what they're doing. They're moving onto grass. Ivan actually kind of predicts that and goes for an early jump, but he doesn't commit and puts himself in a terrible position. Tesla will capitalize on that, and finally White Noise are able to make something happen. Ooh. Really nice bombing from Hawk, struggling Bitvolt out. So if you're White Noise, you just go. You're at a slight Uber advantage, but you push, you dry push here, and that's exactly what they're doing. Stigma actually looks like he might get taken out as well. No, he somehow connects on Tesla. They get Zayas and Zombie and Omni, but it doesn't matter. They just stand on the point, and okay. Fantastic individual plays coming out of the soldiers from White Noise, and suddenly we've got a 1-1 tie.
Okay, here's the thing. They won the mid because Braincells didn't show up, and that put them in a position to win the round. With both teams showing up to mid this time, can they continue their momentum, or will they just get outdone on the mid again?
Hawk is on heavy.
Okay, they're doing it again.
This is a strat. This isn't a meme. This is a grand final strat, and I kind of like it. Hawk is going to rev up. He's let his position be known. He's getting that 450. Adolo is getting sacrificed in the process, and they've got no position to work on. Tesla's not patrolling this high ground. They're just getting spammed on Tesla. You need to make room for your heavy.
I hate this so much.
They get on me. They're making this work. Ivan's lucky to survive. I'm sorry, man. This is that. There's no universe where that is allowed to work, and yet it does. And yet, I think Braincells are legitimately. Ivan kills himself. I think they're kind of they don't know what to do against the heavy, and they just panic. And they still don't know what to do. They have to pop the Uber, and Ivan and sorry, Hawk is just.
It's just solo.
No, what is? Zeiss is trying to do something. He's really trying. He's banking out. Stigma goes down again, Zeiss. Oh no, they don't know what to do.
So many heals. The heavy is so thick. The heavy is dummy thick, and the sound of his ass cheeks clapping is making brain cells quiver in fear. Bitfault will
is
die
smiling down from the heavens wherever he may be. Bitfault goes down early as well.
But
I mean, they
heavy's
lose
here.
Tesla. Precious is gonna catch out Ivan. This is
The
gonna.
heavy, he's running shotgun!
What are you doing, Hawk? But it's enough to
No.
distract them as the scout combo gets to the point they will get cleaned up. Alabaster don't go to the source. Oh my god, it's gonna. T3's gonna win. No, oh my god. Oh my god,
There's
Max
no way.
comes in
Okay,
with
I don't think he
just a
does.
second left. Okay. T3, what are you? Okay.
He tried. He tried.
Okay.
That was so fucking close.
Everyone take a deep breath. Everyone take a deep breath. Michael, Connor, myself, chat, a second to relax.
Okay. Heart rate has gone down, but Precious is on the sniper. And Max, he's swinging a little wide here. No one's noticed it just yet, but it should get seen in a second, maybe.
He fired earlier, so they know.
Yeah.
Zeiss is actually, Zeiss is being aggressive there, but it's not fast enough. And I mean, that's a lot to take in with a heavy play. But Stigma gets jumped in. Oh my god, Hawk completely demolishes them, misses 2 middies, hits the third, and Stigma will crater. It's doing good work distracting Ivan on the backline, but Tesla goes down, Hawk's gonna go down as well, so that both their wait, no, is Hawk gonna go down? No, he's back capping. And Alabaster, Alabaster drops, not dropped, but he dies in a really bad position. Adol and Precious, it doesn't matter, Precious takes down Max, he takes down Ivan, okay. Just pop off, son. He's gonna distract Zeiss, but that allows T3 to come in to defend him. Surely Zeiss can't win this. Zeiss is gonna win this. Zeiss is gonna win this. If you're Zeiss, you take that. You absolutely take that.
Scout, sniper, for
and
your
then Alabaster
life.
has no one to spawn with. And so Max is gonna come out of this with an uber advantage.
It's essentially
But
that's a win. It would have been disadvantage. They get the Tesla kill. Adolo is looking to get aggressive in Saw here, getting some sticks down, so no aggression can come out. And White Noise, they still control mid. Brain Cells did manage to cap that out, and they're in a decent position here, right? Like, holding mid, you're always happy to be holding mid on Snake Water. It means that you are in the position where if the team holding second wants to make a play, you're in a good spot to deal with it. And if you position yourself properly around the sack, you can be in a really good spot to take advantage of where that player is missing and walk on in and take a trade. And more often than not, you can be successful and you can leak players lower or cheese and do all sorts of sneaky stuff to just instantly cap last. So I'm interested to see how White Noise play this, whether or not they're gonna just try to go for a sack on Hawk or Tesla and then just pray something works, or if they're gonna wait and just look for a good trade opportunity. We do have the combo walking towards lower. They might be going.
It looks like they're just gonna push as a unit onto grass. Through grass, and T3 is trying, but he's getting zoned out really well by some stickies of Bitfault, so it's just delaying enough for Ivan to get in and get some early damage. Hawk gets some nice rockets off, gets completely suspended midair and will crater, so not a bad attempt from White Noise. I kind of like that idea of slowly trying to muscle their way in, but now they do have to deal with Stigma, who actually, no, he wisely backs out now, but it allows Zeiss to make some room. He's going to come in and will get caught out. No, okay, yeah, he does get cleaned up by T3, and T3 is looking to just take this aggression. He almost gets out Stigma, who will just jump back in time. So again, a really nice position for White Noise to make something happen. Tesla does jump onto the hut here, immediately falls off. Precious looks like he might get caught out here, and it's all on to see what Hawk's going to do on the flank. He's not committing to this fight, but they do get the Uber forced on Omni, and yet again, Alabaster is doing a really good job milking it, but Tesla goes down, and now Hawk is really not in a position to help with this Uber.
Yeah, definitely. The Uber just fading now. Stigma will die in the point, but Adolo, Hawk both going down. Precious fighting Max lower. He does hit himself and will get one shot by Omni, but Alabaster T3, the moment that kill came through onto Max, they are out of there practically already on their own second, so they will be nice and safe with a Rock and Uber advantage in their favor. I imagine this will get pretty close to 70% by the time Max spawns and heals someone. It looks like he may have Stigma up on the spawn in a few seconds.
T3 is very close to being caught out here. Oh, they're actually looking like they're going to be able to block mid if they can get there in just a second. No, they don't actually successfully get it. But in saying that, Hawk and Tesla just go to Pound Town and clean up a very comfortable quartet of frags.
ZS being so close to the shot onto Alabaster that surf the rocket forward from Tesla, and had him in his sights, but
it wasn't to be. And T3
Yeah.
again leading this Uber from lower. He needs to watch out. The sticky trap gets him. He walks the. Oh, and that is all momentum gone for White Noises. They're not going to push without their pocket scout. Nah, they're backing all the way out.
I don't get why. I don't get why. They
Yeah,
know
you
they
commit to
have
that.
really good Uber advantage there, right? You have both scouts with you. You look to just bring it in anyway.
Yeah.
There's an engineer. You can surely get kills with the Uber. At worst, kill max. And that's the worst case scenario. They're giving up 33 seconds of advantage.
And I don't get why you go to that push via that far side and lower and don't try to take the space that's given to you. Like, let alone ignoring the fact that the sticky trap's there, you're like, running up that side puts you in a worse position than just going up the middle of the grass where you have more options to move. Like, it was just questionable and, like, again, like, you know, it's, end of the day, it's a sticky trap. It, like, kills like that happen, but it's just kind of showing these little things there where just brain cells are doing it better than White Noise, and suddenly, yeah, the Ubers are evened up. Omni's on Engineer, Zeiss is on Heavy. They're fine stalemating again. You know, they know they're in the better place right now. You know, it's been a lot closer this map, in saying it was 2-1 on the last, but in general, you know, transition play has been a lot closer, but again, brain cells are probably feeling it right now. You know, they're not in an onus to push out.
Yeah, double off classes up, all doors being watched. Even the teleporter exit ready for the telefrag if needed. No one's waiting on the entrance, rather. So, I mean, probably not meant to be, and Hawk will go and clean it up. No telefrag shenanigans, as I think I might punch a hole in my monitor if that did come into fruition. So, thank you, Hawk, for saving me a couple $100. As White Noise, they're sitting in lobby here, not really doing much, trying to get some sack attempts in, maybe find the hole, but there isn't really a hole. Look at this gun spot.
There's nothing you can do with the brass beat and the sentry gun in that position. Like, if any jump is gone, you need to play sniper or spy here.
It's two sentry guns.
Yeah.
They're both sitting in the open. They can deny any door, and Max is in probably the hardest position to jump with a heavy or gun, and they have both.
And again, it doesn't even look like White Noise know what to do. Like, you need to sack someone in for sniper. You're not going to get this done by jumping in. It looks like someone's actually thinking about jump. No, I mean, they're trying to scout out the gun, but there's nothing you can do there. Like, you kind of just need to cut your losses and do something now, but all they're doing is wasting time. Like, again, we're early enough in the match that for right now it doesn't matter, but again, considering they had all this momentum, like, it's instantly been zapped from them, and like, Precious is looking in under. Again, they're occasionally getting a rocket or two off into Ivan, and that's about it. Like, it's not achieving anything.
The thing is, like, if they look to go for a sniper here or a spy, right, their goal is Max. Without a doubt. The goal is to kill the medic. Look where Max is sitting. He's sitting in a corner that isn't visible to any door really outside of shutter, and like, spy is pretty much not an option. He's sitting in a dispenser half the time.
Yeah, the dispenser shield is a classic play on Snake. You've got Ivan above you, Zeiss and a sentry gun, and Bitvolt lower. You've got Stigma protecting both of the left-hand doorways. Like, and again, we're still not seeing off-classing, and like, White Noise are not even doing anything. Like, it would be fine if they're like, their T3 looks like he might go for an aggressive Uber. Nope, he was trying to distract for Hawk, and they get Ivan. Like, you need to move off this if you do anything. And they're actually, okay, they're pushing as a combo. They're pushing us slowly. I do like this. Oh, we get the horn coming out from Tesla as the Uber comes in, but they still haven't taken out the gun. There we go, gun down. The Uber finally comes out from the side of Max.
Oh, God.
Precious goes down, and suddenly this horn is absolutely pointless because it doesn't do much when you've got a couple of shiny red players to deal with.
Yeah, I like the plan there. Like, they farmed up the damage on Tesla. I see what they were going for now. Hawk should get found. Yeah, he will. He will actually... Oh, so close to the kill on the Mac, but he will fall in lobby. But I know, it was just... Here's the thing. It felt rushed, but it wasn't. They had so much time to prepare for that and think out what to do. Now we see the sniper come up for the mid-hold. I would have loved to have seen this 3 minutes ago from White Noise. You know, like, not now when you're in a position where if you lose, you could get rolled back to your last. Like, pull it out when there's a stalemate. Don't even sack. Run a player back to spawn. They wouldn't have been able to tell.
And again, like, if you're gonna play around the banner, you need to play around it smarter than that. Like, you need to focus that gun down first, and you need to prioritize getting that Uber trade instantly. Like, a banner is useless if you're only gonna use it, like, when the other team has got a full Uber charge to use on you. Like, it was just... I'm a lover of the banners. I actually think they're really underutilized and there's a lot of potential there, but like that is not what you do. And again, I kind of like the creativity, but T3 does go down to Omni. So again, like, you know, we might see Stigma go for something that actually, nah, he's just gonna stand around and do nothing. It looks like they're just gonna wait for Omni to see if he can hit another shot. As him and Precious will be nowhere near each other's sightlines, but you know, things are just slowed down for the time being.
Yeah. Omni backing up a bit. Precious, he's looking for an angle through the window. Omni might jump into it, maybe? It looks like he's just going to peek. Oh, wait, no. What's he doing? He's all over the place. He hasn't peeked. He's sitting on bats.
Yeah,
that's where he's going to do.
Him and Precious are just jumping around a bit. Precious is, okay, is being a bit more aggressive now. I don't mind it, but, like, he's got no sightlines because they know he's there.
They're dodging each other so hard accidentally. They might finally face each other. No, Precious has decided to go up top. He won't fall down and face Omni.
Okay,
because
Precious.
they don't know they're there.
Oh, if he just peeked out that window, he could have actually got Stigma, but he backed out immediately.
Playing
again,
Ring Around the Rosie, it's like we're in preschool again.
Again, if you're brain cells, you're like, okay, yeah, waste time. We're in the lead.
Wait, T3? T3 on Spy. T3 on Spy.
Okay.
I like this, I like this. Don't get spotted taking the ammo, though.
He may not be Silverdox, but
no.
He might be better.
He might be. You never know.
He might be. He's really trying to get this jump.
His jumps are not better at all.
They don't... Hawk goes down, so suddenly Precious goes down too, so suddenly T3's got a mountainous job in his hand.
Did he just get bombed?
Come on, T3.
It was close.
This is it. This is it. He's in the perfect position. He's gonna get it. There we go. And he survives. They don't know where he is. And he misses a jump up onto Cheese for the 5th time in a row, I think that was, but it doesn't matter.
No, wait, does he get Bitvolt here? Stop, T3. This is bullying.
And they get Ivan. Bitvolt. Bitvolt, look behind you. The killer's behind you. The killer's... T3, what are you doing? Okay, that was... yeah, okay, now it's finally going down. He had No, what?
He's juking.
But okay, like they know the Spice is on the field here, but the fact that he keeps surviving, it's lingering in the back of their mind. They can play off this confusion. Okay, I'm suddenly loving this T3 spy play. It's what the game's needed. Come on, get Bitvolt.
Nah, I think that's too greedy. Oh, Bitvolt nearly bumps him. So close, going through that narrow corridor, but they'll live. And no, he's up. And they know Stigma is spamming. But...
yeah, and again he gets a call. They will know about the general position. Oh my god. Okay, he's just gonna sit on this little.
Oh yes.
Okay.
I love
the center comes up.
The radio broadcasting. He just sits there and calm. As we do have the Uber coming in. Actually, they know it's advantage.
This is the time for Stigma to capitalize on this confusion, but instead he kind of just goes into lower and doesn't do anything. Tesla comes in with a really nice bomb, gets a ton of damage and position for his team, but Hawk isn't able to capitalize. Precious is on so little health, and T3 in the end can't do anything as Adolo's going to get caught out as well as the super comes in, and what looked like such a nice play coming out from White Noise. Again, really nice play coming out from Tesla, but him and Hawk just weren't synced up well enough. He will respawn just in the nick of time, and again, it's fallen on T3, who still survived through all of this.
He's... oh no, stop. Come
on.
They're forcing it
He's gonna do it!
Oh no! Axe turn around!
He's going to do it!
He gets a second!
That was the longest life I've seen to get 2 med frags. I think it was alive for about 4 minutes.
Easily that.
But
the
in saying
push
that, the
does
rest
come in,
of White Noise collapses, and it's just Adolo who actually gets a really nice death kill onto Stigma, so it allows Alabastus to survive. But at the end of that, you know, it was hilarious watching T3's antics, but it doesn't really account for much in the end. And I just don't know when that Uber came in, why he held back. Like, he should have used that opportunity to get behind Brain Cells as far as he could, but instead he pushed down to the low ground and just, like, stayed in the worst position possible. Like, he gets the med frag at the end, which, I mean, slowed things up, but didn't put his team in a good position, as Hawk's going to get caught out, as Ivan will kill himself. Bitvolt gets taken down too, so, I mean, for all this negativity, White Noise are coming up in a good position right now.
Yeah, Demo and Soldier down, Uber coming in. T3 does have it. Apollo looking to get aggressive as well. They need to kill this heavy on the point because they've started off with a lot of cap. Adolo actually going down Precious as well. This has ended up being on nobody.
The heavy just arrow after arrow after arrow after arrow. If you've got a fat man, you shoot the fat man. Like, that started, again, it was another last point that started out so brilliantly, and then they get halfway through and they don't know what to do with it.
Oh no. White noise, white noise. What are you doing?
It started off perfectly. T3 got to the point early. They got, like, ascendancy over the area. And then... nothing. Like, legitimately just nothing.
Yeah, a Russian man with a baller gun came in and spent all his money wiping your team. It's kind of just game over when that happens. And you've put Braincells in a position, they have the Uber advantage. Omni, he's sitting close there. They're using this Uber coming through. Bitvault will have to get a bit of a flash in lobby, but he's using the second half of this Uber to jump across the point and take round.
Really good he was in a good position to capture the other team out, but he's waited so... Okay, Hawk's in a fantastic position to catch up Bitvault and to catch up Alabaster. There we go. And gets Omni. This is fantastic now. Alabaster just has to survive. He's being shot at from literally every angle and he can't do it. He was just like... getting shot at by 360 degrees. Ivan somehow... Oh my god. Ivan basically has won his team that fight.
Yeah, and won it he has. So Zeus is going to play on mid. This is really awkward. Zeus can win a one-on-one against any of these players, but he needs to take the one-on-ones.
He's beelining... Yeah, Adolo's dead here. Okay. Zeus is going to just run up behind him. It will be Omni that gets the frag, but I mean...
Hawk might
Zeus
die
actually
as well.
might get... Zeus is gonna... Yeah, he does. Zeus is absolutely going massive this life, and... But again, your white noise, you don't mind... Like, you've got second, about 50% cap. You can do something here, as Precious is actually gonna... No, he does get spotted out almost instantly, and... Suddenly, what could have been a nice delay play instantly gets destroyed as... Again, it's even Ubers, but 2 men down for a white noise.
Oh, they denied the Hawk spawn. They know that they've denied... They can poke out here. It'll be even Ubers, but they've got at least one player ad now. Hawk rocking up in cheese to meet his team, but he's separated from everything. Ubers are going to be traded. Wait, it was crits. It was crits.
It was crits
advantage
all along.
Coming out, but it doesn't matter. Omni and Max are coming in. They've got Uber, so if needed, they can do it.
T3's coming in big here, but they they get the force. Precious and T3 do manage to scatter. It's on Tesla just to delay here. And Tesla's doing a fantastic... Tesla?
Yeah, Omni, you need to kind of play that properly. Don't go to melee him, buddy.
Tesla, okay, yeah, that's hubris. I mean, he does... He gets Precious. But again, in all that saying, T3 is just backcapping. Like, he will eventually get cleaned up by Bitvault, who will go for the taunt. Love the, love that move there. But again, like... Okay, 4 minutes left. Your white noise... It's even Ubers, but like you've caused a lot of chaos. No, Tesla's finally going to get caught out. Zeiss is not going to make the same mistakes as a scout partner. Hawk's actually going to get caught out as well.
Wait,
really?
Omni was just beelining for $1. They really wanted that demo kill, but getting punished for it with this player ad, and no scouts up again for Braincells this time. They're going to look at bringing this forward. Will White Noise... They need to push themselves up. 3.5 minutes left, and it's Snakewater. This pace has not been great for them on this 4th round.
T3 looks like he's just going to go free cheese individually. Hawk will get taken out by that trap, but it will be Stigma and Ivan going down on the flip side. Tesla's in with a really nice bomb, completely forces Omni out of this fight. Zeiss, though, is doing a good job kind of playing around his medic, and Alabaster goes down to sticky as a Bitvault as this Uber does get used up. A dollar goes down as well. It's on Tesla and Precious to try to salvage anything here. Tesla isn't able to do it, but can this Scout Druid do it? Max is down so low, but Precious and T3 just aren't in a position to do anything here. Omni is juking around perfectly. T3 can't do anything. He's playing a 1v6 right now, and, you know, as OP as Scout is, it's not that OP as suddenly it looks like Braincells have the opportunity to put the final nail in the casket as they rush to point here. We are seeing actually a bit of a defense coming out, but it's not enough. And there we go, with 2 minutes 43 left on the clock. They will go up 3-1. It's not impossible for White Noise here, but it's as good as.
Yeah, what could be our last mid coming up? It is, like you said, still possible for them to equalize it. That's the best that they can hope within regulation. And they need to win a mid. Something they haven't been able to really do up until, you know, the one mid that Braincells didn't show up.
No, they won the heavy mid.
They won the heavy mid, so... but they've done it again.
They're doing the heavy mid. Ignoring the fact that what they need is this thing called speed, heavy, slow.
Very.
Heavy, big, slow. Okay, they get Zeiss. Stigma's just getting caught out in flank here. Like, he'll survive, but he can't. He's not in a position to do anything. And again, like, I like the heavy play, but they need to literally cap all these points almost instantaneously. And Adolo and Tesla are doing what they can. Tesla's going to die here, and Adolo's going to get caught. No, okay, Adolo does live. Stigma's just kind of jumping around, but Precious will know where he is. The Ubers are traded onto second here. Omni's doing a lot. Looks like, is he going to be able to get Hawk? No, Hawk manages to survive that. Ivan not actually able to commit to the fight at all, and he goes down. So again, suddenly it's not completely out of the realms for White Noise to do this. They need to get this round almost instantly. Precious does go down here though, so it's making things a lot harder. T3 getting super aggressive, not able to clean up Max at all, and in fact Zeiss is the one that gets the kill. Alabaster's going in for the Hail Mary play on the melee. Zeiss cleans him up as well. Adolo will be saved by Tesla, who will get that frag, but a minute left. All those players down. I think Zeiss has sealed that deal there as it's just not enough.
Yeah, they're gonna have to stay on it just a little bit longer with the Tesla kill, and Hawk still on heavy at this point. He'll get the pick, but we are at the point where braincels have won. It is impossible at this point. The GG's being called. That will be braincels2020 claiming first place of ozfortress season 28 high. I imagine it'll be 3-1. Maybe White Noise will pull something out to have it be a 3-2, but with 30 seconds left, it is impossible for that result to be changed. What a series.
It really was, and I think White Noise did it like, you know, I think we were both expecting White Noise to be competitive. It's a grand final. You do kind of have that expectation coming into it, but they made it a lot closer of a tussle than I think either or probably anyone watching, anyone playing high would have predicted. But I really think they were their own undoing in that. Like, every time they had a chance, they would either just make really bad team plays, like atrocious Ubers, or like run heavy to a mid where you basically need to run, cap the rounds in as quick as time as possible, and that's literally impossible with a heavy.
Yeah.
Or stalemate for about 4 minutes to build up a banner, and then not even use your Uber in a way that allows the banner to do anything successful. They had like the annoying thing is they could have won both maps easily. I want to say they were their own worst enemy.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. As I'm taking a look at the logs here, and it's essentially more of the same for braincels. Scouts, incredibly high amount of frags. Omni 27 to 11, Zeus 23 to 10. Really good damage coming out from Ivan and Stigma, and Bitvold having a bit more presence in the game this time. Not as many stalemates to lower his DPM. He managed 228 this time, and only 2 players on White Noise breaking 200, being T3 with 208 and Hawk with 203. And I just feel like at the end of the day, it did end up coming down to the amount of impact that the soldiers had. What I went on about at the start of the game. The scouts, I mean, it's weird because you look at the logs and you think, oh, well, Omni and Zeus did way better than T3 and Precious in both games. But the reason they did so much better is because of the space made by their soldiers. Right?
Yeah.
I think braincels, they were the clear favorites coming in. I think if you do play a player, it's close in most cases, but braincels just kind of have the better players overall.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that they can work together as a team that makes certain matchups just appear far more one-sided to braincels. And that's what's carried them through a lot of this season. Like, they are an incredibly DM-heavy team, and when it comes down to it, especially in regular season as well, they were just out-DMing most teams and being them that way. There was no other way around it. But come playoffs, they got pushed a bit, and they managed to make their teamwork shine. And I mean, they finished the flawless season with the roster. They didn't drop a map with this 6-man lineup.
Yeah, in the debut of High Division, they took it about as perfectly as you could have possibly hoped for, and it does look like we have a number of players joining us. It looks like a few more from the losers than the victors, which could make for a fun discussion, but I'll slowly start dragging people in as It looks like our wonderful producer is going to do it. Okay, we've got
Do we have the entire White
I think
Noise
we have
team?
the entire roster of White Noise joining us. Which hello.
We
So
are
we're going to
here.
join. We're going to welcome Adolo, Alabaster, Hawk, Precious, T3, Tesla, and Max. Are we going to keep dragging people in, Connor, or are we stopping there? Okay, we're stopping there. So we will just be joined now from Braincells, from the victors, Max, and from our unfortunate losers for the evening, T3 and Tesla. How is everyone going? How do you feel after all that?
Pretty good. It was actually a fun game. I think most of us actually had good fun.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah, no aggression.
And now joined by Bitvault as well from Braincells.
Yo.
See, I mean, look, really good games coming out from you guys. This is the third time you played each other in the season, which is pretty much the most that you can get. So, I mean, you know, I want to kind of touch on that to start off with. Before the game even took place, like, is this the result that both teams were expecting? Maybe not hoping for, but like, did the game kind of play out the way you expected it to in terms of maps and score?
Wait.
You go.
Yeah, look, I mean, I was probably a bit overconfident at the start. They like showed up, did pretty well, and we were like kind of on the on the defense a fair bit on Snakewater, and that like it shook me up. But I mean, I guess we just somehow managed to clutch some last holes after Max just drops to T3 on Spy. But I mean, I don't know, it was good shit from both teams.
Yeah, I think Snakewater probably would have been a bit closer. I think we botched 2 last pushes from memory.
Yeah.
So yeah, would have been a bit closer if we got those.
Yeah, and I mean, we started up on Metalworks really bloody close. And it ended up taking a bit of a weird turn. You guys on Brain Cells, you managed to take a pretty quick opening 2 rounds, 10 minutes for those 2. But then we ended up stalemating outside of White Noise's last for 6 minutes straight, and then you guys just got rolled to your last and dropped around. Were you guys trying to stalemate it out at last just to run the time down to make it kind of, you know, difficult for them? Or did you just not see openings to push? Were you trying to make something happen that entire time?
Like, we were trying to make something happen, but I mean, it was a bit strange when I was just like confused what was going on when I was getting run at by an NG the whole time, didn't really know what to do.
Yeah.
But, it was pretty crazy. I mean, we were trying to look for like openings, but I mean, running down the time sort of like would have worked, but didn't clearly work as it was only 6 minutes and then went straight to our last.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, you guys on White Noise, you know, you managed to bring it to 2-1. You had 5 minutes left. Did you guys have anything kind of like how prepared were you for Metalworks when you were put in that position where you had 5 minutes to bring it to a tie or maybe even flip it and win the map? Did you guys have anything prepared? Did you know Metalworks was going to be played tonight, obviously before the pick came through, or?
Yeah. No, we didn't really. I mean, there's so many maps in the pool. It could have been anything, but we had like 5 minutes. Like we knew they were probably going to try and run down the clock when they were 2 up. They could play pretty safe. They didn't really have to do anything. But a couple of us wanted to try something really risky, but patience kind of paid off, and we just beefed the last push on the coast to coast.
Yeah, and I mean that brought us to Snakewater, where again, I mean, you guys on Brain Cells, you love your quick 2-0 openings. And you lost that when I'm not sure what happened. There was a bunch of pauses, and then Ivan died on rollout, and then Hawk killed himself as heavy on mid.
It was rough,
dude.
Basically, after we like won that round, I went to like 400 ping and just like I went from on their last to just flying across through our spawn. It was kind of weird. So we paused, and then Ivan was like coaching us, telling us what to do, and then just silence as he hit his kill bind. And then like we start playing again, and the heavy obviously died, and we were all like kind of unsure of like what was even happening. But yeah, I think we just kind of sat on second and hoped for the best past that.
Yeah, Max kind of sat there, was like, hold on, I was deleting items from my backpack. Didn't really know what was going on.
There's no better time to do it, really.
I have a full backpack, so every time I die, I just get a new weapon, and it takes me like 10 minutes to delete a new one, so...
Oh, well, make sure your backpack's not full when medals come out, buddy. First place high badge coming your way.
Point.
And, look, I want to talk about the heavy to mid. Let's look.
Ooh.
So you brought it out, third round, pause. Brain cells don't even show up to mid. And then Hawk kill binds.
Yeah.
Did you guys in that moment decide we're gonna run it next round, or were you a little hesitant because you kind of showed in your hand without anything actually happening?
Yeah, is that why Hawk kill bound?
Yeah.
Basically.
I kind of thought so.
Because, like, I don't know, I didn't really want to stick around on a stalemate on second with a heavy, so...
But, is that something that you guys practice at all, even talked about beforehand, or did Hawk just want to play the Russian, man?
No, that was Kieran's, oh, it wasn't his theory, actually, he got it from Seven, but he wanted to do this for a while, so we just gave it a shot.
I mean, there's no
Was this the first time you did it?
Yeah, well, you don't really need to talk about strats. It's literally your heavy goes to mid. That is the strat, so...
Oh, fair enough.
You don't need to practice.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely worked. Every mid that you ran the heavy on, you guys ended up winning. Which, it's, that's a thing which we might just neglect because heavy to mid on Snake Water of all maps. But you guys ran it again when you were really, really didn't have the time to in the final round when you guys were down 1-3 with about 3 minutes left. Did you guys just run that strat because you knew you could win with the mid with it, or at that point had you kind of given up and were just trying to play maybe to make it a 3-2?
It's kind of like the safe option. 3 minutes is still a long time to... Oh, well, well, no, it's not a long time.
No.
But it's just a safer option. We had success on it, and the mids weren't lasting forever when we had the heavy. So we're hoping to get a pick and then just go for max and hopefully roll it to last.
Yep. And I mean, my final question: if you had won that round, if you brought it to 3-2, maybe had a minute 10 left. Would you have run the heavy again? Would you have gone, it might be a bit slow, and then swap over to the soldier?
I don't know. That's one to have a think about.
Fair call. Well, I've talked for a bit. Have I taken all of your questions, Foz? Or?
You absolutely have.
I'm sorry.
You've run the gambit, and that was a-okay, because, I mean, I think we've said all that needs to be said, so I think we might move away and get some shout-outs done, because, again, this is the first of hopefully 4. Hopefully we don't have any issues along the way, and we can bring you the Grand Final coverage for every division. But again, I'd like to say a big congratulations for braincels for winning the ozfortress. Oh, okay. Michael, speak for a bit.
I'll pick up from where Foz. Massive congratulations to braincels, first victors of High. And commiserations to you guys on White Noise. But second place, definitely not a bad shout, overcoming plenty of great teams to get here. And we will kick it off to not to interviews. This is the interviews. We're ending the interviews. We're going to shout-outs. As we will start off with BitVolt.
Shit. Shout out White Noise for the good game. Shout out my team for giving me a fun season, and shout out Saturn for leaving me and never speaking to me again.
Max?
Plan Z, all the teams in the division, Saturn's hot sister, Saturn himself, and my team especially.
T3?
Shout out to my team. Shout out to TF Live, Braincells, Fortnite, and Josiah's amazing beef Wellington.
Tesla.
Shout out to my team and the Quack Boys, to the Heavy from TF2, to the Perjury.com and Mirazola, and to Bumble and Britt Walford.
If Foz is alive?
I think, am I live?
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
I'm alive. Excellent. Okay, first, big shout out to Connor for yet again killing on production, doing a fantastic work. As ever, Michael for being a terrific co-caster. To both teams for providing an incredibly entertaining grand final, and just specifically all the teams and players that signed up in general that allowed us to add this extra division, because again, we had
The gunfire.
Yeah, you got
okay,
the gunshots
vanishing,
living in
I'm
the
vanishing.
hood.
Okay, I'll wrap this up here. So, I mean, look, to echo Foz's sentiment, huge shout out to Connor, production god, making everything run as smoothly as it does. We'll overlook the 3 times I did the intro tonight. That happens sometimes. Huge shout out to you, Foz, for joining me this evening. It's always fun to cast some High with you. Shout out to both teams for the great game, and definitely every team in High. High drew my interest way more than Prem this season. You guys put up a banger of a season. So hopefully we have enough people next season sign up so that we can get it again, because, I mean, look, it was really bloody good to watch. Shout out to everyone watching, and shout out to Twitch chat. You may suck at times, but you guys are kind of cool. And we will leave it there. Definitely keep an eye out for more TF Live coverage, as we are going to be looking, as Foz said, to cover every other grand final. Open's the only other one that's been played, I believe. So there's still main, inter, and prem. So I believe we have, I'm being told, we have inter at 8 p.m. tomorrow, main at 9 p.m. tomorrow, and then we have prem locked in for Monday at 8. So, keep an eye out for all of those. Oh wait, no, Prem is Monday at 9. Connor is giving me false information. So yeah, it's Monday at 9 for Prem, and you can catch all of that action on TF Live TV, and I imagine tomorrow we'll be rocking TF Live TV 2 for one of the other games. And that is going to do us for tonight. Thank you everyone for watching our coverage of ozfortress High Season 28. And keep an eye out over the next few days as we wrap up the other divisions as well. I'm Michael, joined by Foz. Congratulations to Braincells, and we will see you next time.